Had some questions in the comments about our first Christina Lake trip. Had a few people ask about different types of vehicles, whether or not you could get them into Christina Lake. I'm trying to show you some footage to give you an idea of what the trail's like. There's a couple of turns and tight spots in the trail that is you're just maybe an inch or two away from a tree or a rock in a four-door Wrangler as far as that wheelbase. So a longer wheelbase, you may have to do some nifty navigating to keep from having any body damage on trees or rocks. And ground clearance, as you can see from the size of the rocks, is fairly important in getting in on this trail. To give you some idea of what it's like besides the video, videos sometimes don't show exactly what things are like, but this trip we were up there in the month of September, which is the archery elk season for Wyoming. This is a general area that you can come and hunt elk with a bow and an arrow if you like. One morning I was up early and had some elk hunters come around the corner in a side-by-side, and the one hunter in the passenger side exclaimed pretty loudly, "No way, no way." And they seen me and stopped and talked and said, "How in the world did you guys get Jeeps in here?" And so if that gives you some idea what the road can be like, and answer some of those questions that I've got in the comments about whether or not a truck could make it, or this type of vehicle or that type of vehicle. Two elk hunters in a side-by-side were completely blown away that we had Jeeps all the way into Christina Lake. Number 2 sexy Jeep. This is a couple of pictures of our camp setup on the lake. Not a lot to choose from. And then we went on a little hike about a mile, mile and a half above Christina Lake. There's another lake called Atlantic Lake. And so this is the trail to Atlantic Lake. We had a really interesting thing happen while we were on this hike. We were about halfway there and ran into some backpackers that were coming out from spending some time up. They'd made a big loop and they stopped us on the trail, and we were talking to them, and the one guy says, I know this is going to sound weird, but are you guys famous? And we're all looking at each other like, well, no. And he says, don't you guys have, aren't you guys kind of a Jeeping group, and don't one of you have a channel? And my brother said, yeah, Jeff's got a YouTube channel. And he's like, aren't you the guys that have ScubaCon, a Jeep named ScubaCon in your group? We're like, yeah. And he's like, that's why we're here. That's why we did this backpacking trip. We didn't know anything about Christina Lake. We watched your video, kind of did some research, and we've kind of made a loop, done a couple of days backpacking, and so it was really fun to sit and talk to them and find out they lived close to where we'd grown up. And just, I thought, what's the odds of running into one of our subscribers on a trail in the Wind River Mountains of Wyoming? So kind of a fun event to happen, to run into somebody that watched your channel. Kind of a follow-up on running into those guys on the trail that were backpacking that had watched our channel and mentioned ScubaCon. Little update. It's got to be fun for those of you that watch our videos pretty regular to see what color Jeep my youngest brother Travis is going to be driving. This is his latest one. It's been in 2 videos now. There's not too many of his Jeeps that have made it into 2 videos. He doesn't keep them that long. He ended up selling the black one that you've seen him in some of the videos to his son Carter. Carter was the one that had ScubaCon. He sold ScubaCon, bought his dad's black Jeep, which is nicknamed Squatch. And so we haven't had Carter join us on a trail since he's owned Squatch, he's made a few upgrades and improvements to it, so you can look forward to seeing that here in the future. But Travis is now driving the orange and black Jeep, which we've nicknamed Cheeto. And so we'll see how long Cheeto lasts before he switches it to something else. I just think he likes building them, putting them together. And so Cheeto so far has made it on several, I guess we're up to 3, possibly 4 trips. So it's closing in on Squatch's record. I don't know if anybody has questions out there on the tires we're running. We're all running different tires. Travis here is running 37-inch Milestar Patagonias. They've got a good reputation in the off-road community. My brother Ty, in the tan-colored Moab Edition Jeep, is running the Falcon Wild Peak All-Terrains. And I'm running the Falcon Wild Peak Mud Terrains. All 3 tires have performed really well in the different terrains we've had them in. Yep, muddy wet tires help. I think he took the better line. You win for the best line on that one.